And if you're in here, just wanting to let you know, I am recording this. Okay, welcome. We are doing the Crystal Empire. I'm going to actually be doing a King Sombra run, but you can't start as him, so we're going to have to work our way to there. Just kind of to show you what we're dealing with. This map, the map that they did for this mod is amazing, and I love it. It is actually incredibly challenging. Like I could go on about the little things in this map that make campaigning across it really interesting, but instead, we're just gonna go ahead and start. So I think we're gonna do regular. And go. All right. So, here we are, Crystal Empire. Real quick, I'm going to okay. So, real quick. Here's our situation. We are a puppet of Equestria, and we are threatened by the changing lands. In a much lesser way, we are also kind of threatened by Stalingrad. I'm not super afraid of them because they're just not going to attack us. At least not for like 7 years. By which this time the situation is going to be very different. Changeling lands, however, the changelings are definitely going to invade by mid-1010. So we're going to have to deal with them. Here's the problem. They start out having almost as many divisions as combined us and Equestria, and their divisions are way, way better. They actually start off with multiple Jaeger divisions, and those Jaegers are good. Like, very good. They will easily just stomp all over regular infantry. If you give them magical weapons, they're actually really good as anti-tank infantry. But anyway, make these bright shiny white. Get it because they're up in the snow. Ha. Right. There you go. Okay. Put these in armor group. While I'm putting these in armor group, let me explain our opening moves here. We have a couple of priorities. In no particular order, we need to prepare our armies for fighting the changelings who are going to outnumber us and outgun us. We need to work on our infrastructure because, as I'm about to show you, our infrastructure is not great. The Empire is incredibly highly centralized. Like, out here, in the outskirts of the city and the city itself, super, super industrialized. Everything else is not great. So, we also need to work on military factories because at the moment we have 7. We're going to need more than 7. If the Empire is going to be great again, we're going to need a bunch of these suckers. So, firstly, be putting those right there. I'm also going to go ahead and queue up some, just that infrastructure, so we can worry about, we don't have to worry about that later. Crystal Mountains, because I like the little extra resources there. Definitely like the extra resources there. Oh, whoops. Music for this game, by the way, is all like Bernie musicians, so I'm actually like super not with Bernie music as much. Like I just don't know much about it anymore, so apparently it's doing okay. So good for that. So that's enough of that. We will readdress that later. Need to make some artillery because you just need artillery. You just need it. Research slots available. Well, we need the crystal mortar. I could wait a little bit on sparrows, actually. I kind of want to get my land doctrine out there. So we're not going to be able to sort of just throw things at our problems like Equestria can, which means I'm going to go for superior firepower. Finally, I'm going to go for construction. And national focus. Okay. So, there are kind of two ways you can go here. We're going to completely ignore this for quite a bit. Because most of this is not helpful for, like, anything right now. This over here will be helpful. Like, extremely helpful. But we're not going to touch that right now. First, we're going to do Equestria Games. And bump up the speed. No divisions and basic training. These are what our divisions look like right now. So it's not great. At least they have engineers. That's nice, I guess. We're going to need to get them some artillery and also get a division of like an actual artillery battalion right there. I'm going to put them right here. Whenever they eventually arrive. Oh, there we go. Alright. Woo! Once they all get up there, I'm going to do some training with them. See, there's those Jaegers I was talking about. Those Jaeger units, having gotten to use them in an early campaign as the Changelings, they are frighteningly good. Like, looking at the numbers, you don't expect how much of a difference those stats are going to make until all of a sudden, like, holy shit. You're literally pushing back light tank brigades by yourself. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, it makes transferring units difficult and stuff. You're gonna lose stuff. Of course, they're idiots and moving through the mountains. I don't know why. Because they're just stupid, I guess. While they're doing that, I am going to kind of transfer all of these guys into being love divisions. There we go. They're not going to have enough to like really supply them all right now, but I'd rather them be there. Because once we start training them, you know, I want to be able to train them before I have to switch them. So right now we have the pre-win Civil War happening. That's kind of the only exciting thing happening right now. Pre-win and Kingdom of Broadfield. It's a civil war. Broadfield just about always loses. Literally just about always. As you can see, they are already losing. They're probably going to lose Kavessin. Any day now. This war usually wraps up pretty quickly. I've only seen Pre-win lose the Civil War like once or twice. I have seen them lose to the Blackrock Bandits, who are their neighbors. But I've never actually seen them lose to Broadfield. Alright. We all in position? Sweet. Start training. Blurble, blurble, blurble. I'm actually reinstalling the Twitch app on my phone because apparently it offloaded itself for no reason. Gotta get rid of a bunch of these podcasts. Go away. Okay, while I'm downloading this Twitch app, so I can sort of like see if anybody's there and asking questions or anything. Nice. Okay, so while I'm waiting on that, I guess I could talk a little bit more about our situation here. We're heavily centralized, which is nice in a way because our main early enemy is going to be way over here. It's not nice because it means that we're pretty limited to like how much we can actually build. Most of these can only have like one or two things. Half our country can't have anything. So our ability to work like our long-term ability is going to be kind of compromised. Which I'll admit, I'm not super happy about. I'm unsure where the rebellion actually starts because they've changed quite a few things on me recently, so I hope that works out. Oh, here we go. Equestria Games. Before the little thing comes up, I'm going to go ahead and do Equestria game preparations. Princess Celestia is planning to organize the next Equestria Games in Crystal City. It would be to our benefit to support this enterprise because events such as these unite ponies and celebrate friendship among them. Give me that 16 political power, which I'm going to immediately spend. Aw. Okay, I need that. Okay, that's fine. Well, I won't immediately spend it. We already have our new focus. Lots of cool stuff here, like little cultural things as Cadence trying to revive the Empire's culture. Ooh, that'll be useful. Political power gain 125%. That will be nice. So we're actually going to go with Sombra. I'm not even going to try to hide it, but you can go two different ways here. One of them is communist, which is probably really interesting. Yes, you join the Socialist Union with Stalingrad. And create the faction. There you go. None shall be denied. All are welcome. Which I think you have to... Yeah, that's when you basically take Equestria. You can also go to the status quo, which you keep the monarchy, but you get two different options here with whether or not you stay with Equestria or not. Well, really three options, but kind of two. You can do a referendum for independence. You have your own sort of trade policy and all that blah blah blah, and kind of split off. But Cadence remains queen or empress or whatever. Or you can not only stay with Equestria, but actually straight up just further their kind of control over you, more or less. Now, it is good if you want to get civilian factories. That's a good way to get it. And those civilian factories help a lot. But you're eventually going to get annexed. It's just going to happen eventually. Which that's not really my thing. When I played Equestria actually has, interestingly enough, getting here and there things for a sec. They, interestingly enough, have some... Ooh, okay, I'm going to read this. Just give me a second. Focus is in here. They should still have them. Where basically you're helping the Crystal Empire build up. And that's interesting to me if they still have those, because it kind of you have to choose between, yeah, here it is, building your ally up or doing focus that's going to help you. But building your ally up means that you have somebody else who could also be there making guns, making troops, putting divisions into the field. And that's an interesting kind of decision to make people make. All right. Rumors spread across the Crystal Empire that there exists a group of ponies that support the old Sombra regime. That is very unlikely, because there are still ponies that have lived under Sombra's tyranny, and horror of his enslavement lives in the hearts of the ponies. Regardless, a specter from the past haunts the Crystal Empire. Well, that can't be true. Well, it totally is true. Deal with it. As soon as the winter solstice, which I don't even know when the winter solstice is, it's probably already happened. After this one, we're going to go ahead and do Crystalline Anniversary. And then come over here and do Crystal Strength to get us some of those sweet, sweet civilian factories. And then come back right over here and... I don't know, actually. Cheers. The annual celebration of the Friendship Games in Crystal City have just come to a close, with Princess Celestia herself holding a moving speech about friendship and its importance for all ponykind. The games went ahead without any major problems, and ponies from all over Equestria, contenders and spectators alike, traveled to the Crystal Empire for this special occasion. Like every year, the games have helped ponies come together in friendship and tolerance, at least for the moment. We shall see whether this will have any major impact on pony politics in the near future. Spoiler alert, well, at least mechanically, it doesn't. We're definitely going to come get this next. Swing back, get Crystalline, yeah, definitely come swing back, get Crystalline Anniversary, and then I'm not sure. Because I don't really want to... See, here's the thing. I might actually go on this New Order business so that I can get a change of popularity fascist 5%. Because National Spirit Party, led by Radiant Hope, is Sombra. Like, that's his whole thing right there. So... pause briefly to open up this, and because it's not downloading on my computer, I mean on my phone. I'll let this go a little bit, so it's not like utterly still. Check on the Pruin. Yep, see, told you. Oh, froze here. Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. Yep. Still winning. Told you they'd take Kevessin. So that'll probably be wrapping up here in a little bit. It's really the only war going on right now. What's their progress like? Unite the Nation. So they're still in the very first one. Alenia doesn't really matter what they do because they're gonna die. They never survive. So it looks like we do have a couple people in here. Let's see. Alright, no more pause. Let's see. It's really a lot of waiting, and both the Equestria and the Crystal Empire is a lot of waiting in the first year. Changeling Lands is really fun. I'm definitely going to do a campaign with them and stream and or record it. I wonder how they're doing on divisions. We have 9. They have probably about 25, and they have 21. So you start out with like 19, so they probably made it, or 20, so they probably made a bunch. Just what they do. So Falcor Principality actually is probably one of my favorite of the Griffin Ages. So it's a good her. Oh, here we go. An interesting meeting. On one ordinary March day in the Crystal City, you are walking through the streets. You stop near a souvenir shop and glance at the poster behind the front display window. A pony in over-exaggerated heavy chains languishes in the foreground, while a dark silhouette of King Sombra looms in the background. May tyranny never return to the Crystal Lands, reads the writing. Who would ever pin that in their room? You wonder aloud. Suddenly, a young pretty pony with light pink-colored fur and dark blue mane stops nearby as you continue gazing over the poster. You turn and find her also staring through the window. I hope he returns one day, she says quietly. What? You ask? Have you ever wondered what the Crystal Empire would be like if King Sombra returned? She replies. You look at her, stunned. Come join us and find out, she says, and puts a note into your hoof. So we have 3 decisions here. Your support, but without participating personally. I don't know what that does, but you support them materially. You just throw it away, or you can keep it. We're going to keep it. Interesting development. So you're given an invitation to a club called the Stories of the Frost, as it says on the card. The description on the other side reads, join the Historical Literature Club of the Amethyst University. Tea, cookies, and long talks about world history are guaranteed. Top floor, door 37. Sounds like fun, you think? The mayor, however, walks away before you can ask anything else. On the other side of the invitation, you can see a detailed map leading to the club. Well, it's worth checking out, I guess. And this is how we begin the rise of Sombra. With decisions. These used to be focuses. I actually like them better now as decisions. And take less political power per day. What's our political power look like? Yeah, how much are we making? So we're making literally 50 a day. Gonna let that number get a little higher. Oh, can we do the... Yes, we can do military training. Sweet. So we have 7? Is that it? Really? Wow. Okay. Emperor Griffonia is dead. That means nothing to me. I definitely think we're going to do the New Order eventually, just so we can get that bump in fascist popularity. But I'm also going to couple that with anti-communist raids eventually at some point. Let's go ahead and do Tea Party. And we're going to be stuck at 0.01 minus 0.01 every day, which is unfortunate, but whatever. How are we on production? Terrible. That's fair. Oh, winter solstice. I'm gonna let this linger for. Oh, no, I need this. Darn, I kind of need that crystal strength thing to happen. So, yay, we planned the thing. Ooh. Political power game would be nice. No, I think we're going to do crystal strength first. We are back to the slow losing of political power. Only for 14 more days. As soon as that hits 10, yeah, as soon as that hits 10, I'm going to stop like training these guys. And what we're going to do is actually go in here, and I'm going to add support artillery. The next 5 that we get, I'm putting in a artillery battalion in here. Starting with support artillery allows me to spread my artillery out thinner. I guess that doesn't really matter if I know when the fighting is going to happen, but yeah, so it goes. Yeah, we are not super productive. It's unfortunate. So I don't know if I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I'm going to, anytime I record, if I'm going to be live streaming like I am this time. I might. I don't know. It's been alright so far. Trying to get rid of some of these podcasts so I can have my Twitch app on my phone. Why don't we keep... Oh, okay. How are we doing on research? So next thing next chance we're gonna get is 40. Ah, here we go. Next event. It's been a while since you met the mayor near the souvenir shop. However, you kept the card, and today you finally had the time to follow the instructions that supposedly should lead to the location of the club. There was something alluring in that card, and that mayor, and what she said that day. You took a walk through the streets, and found yourself at the end of the suggested route. An ordinary, newly built apartment building stands in front of you. Well, right into this 37th, I guess. First meeting, you climb all the way to the top floor of the apartment building. Anticipation slowly fills you as you climb the stairs. After knocking on the wooden door, you're greeted by a stallion garbed in an old, dusty magician's robe. Is this some kind of cosplay meeting? You think silently. The stallion motions for you to come in and closes the door behind you. The apartment is illuminated only by pony magic, candles, luminous plants, and crystals. That sounds like a lot of lighting. Despite this terrible lighting system, which actually, again, it sounds like it's just got enough light, thank you. You distinguish a bunch of ponies on the couch, at the table, and on the floor. Suddenly, the mayor you met at the store trots out of a dark doorway, which you suppose leads to a kitchen. I was waiting, she exclaims with excitement. Oh? Huh? Yeah, that's really articulate there, whatever your name is. The club! Welcome to this history club! Hooray! Hooray! She cries joyfully. The other ponies support her with weary hurrahs of their own. They sound super pumped. We study magic, literature, history, politics, and evolutionary sciences here. But most importantly, we are united by one idea, the belief that the Crystal Empire needs Sombra back. It sounds a lot like, we do all kinds of stuff here, but we're united by one thing. We're Satanists, Rob. Jeez. And what makes you think this is such a good thing, you ask, after contemplating it for like a few seconds, because apparently you're incredibly dumb. Apparently this guy has never read a history book before, quips one colt from his poorly illuminated perch. A wave of quiet giggling fills the room. What do you know that I don't? You say, irritated. Sit down, says an old stallion, who, like the door guard, is also wearing an antique magician's mantle. Sure things, Gramps, I say, incredibly politely. The stories of the frost. You sit down at a coffee table at his request. A peculiar crystalline flower bathes both of you in an eerie turquoise glow as the wizened old stallion begins his story. I remember the king. I remember a time when the Crystal Empire was great and powerful. It was really an empire. The lands of the Yaks were under our control. The northern shores were our second home. Excuse me. And our flag was even planted in the soil of the savage deer. The crystal ponies were true masters of Equestria and beyond. Soil was rich, grass was green, the empire thrived, and ponies were free. It was then that the Alicorn sisters of Equestria started to become jealous of our greatness and our power. Using dark magic of the so-called elements of harmony, they imprisoned the king and all the crystal ponies in a place outside time and space for more than 1,000 years. And now the Crystal Empire is shamelessly trod upon by the Sisters of Equestria and their unlawfully installed puppet, Princess Miamore Cadenza. Their greedy hooves take away all the treasures of the Empire, giving nothing in return. Thus, the only hope for the Crystal Ponies, the only way for them to gain the future they deserve, is through the return of King Sombra. With our help and his magic, we will restore the old glory. Stallion ends on a triumphant note, but the effect is somewhat ruined as he starts coughing furiously a second later. I see. For more than 2 hours, the ponies narrated to you the history of the Crystal Empire, told you of the time when King Sombra ruled over the land, that he was wise and just and caring, that the sisters envied his glory and majesty. All this greatly differed from the equestrian narrative, but sounded so convincing and motivational. We've been watching you for months, said the old pony suddenly. We know you want to help. We know you want to aid King Sombra's escape from this shameful prison. The crystal ponies must rise again against decay and depression. The time is perfect, frankly, as the stars align in the correct position only once every 500 years. It is the best time for the incredibly powerful reincarnation spells that you will be called for. There's a way to bring King Sombra back, but we need your help. Together we will change the history of the Crystal Empire and maybe the world for the better. Me? Change the world? Ah. So we have three options here, where you exit the apartment and walk home. Reconsidering your life decisions, you were offered a chance to change history. But are you really that powerful? And do you really have the right? The group believes that I'm one of them, but what if they really succeed? You whisper. Maybe I should just report this all to the police while I still have the chance. The churning thoughts in your head cause you to lose your bearings, leaving you endlessly wandering through the streets of the Crystal City. You get home late in the evening and sit down at the kitchen table, head clasped in your hooves. Suddenly, you realize what must be done. You do nothing. You can report them to the police, or you join. Well, our hero's going to join. So we're going to hold off on the next phase of it for a little bit. Look at all those different, like, names. It's ridiculous. Advanced Winter. So yeah, I don't actually know who the pony in the little story is, but the National Spirit Party is led by Radiant Hope, and that doesn't change. So I choose to believe that's Radiant Hope. Is that nameless pony's name, or it could be just anybody you want, I guess. Whew. What Pruin's doing? It's taking them a really long time to finish this. I think I'm probably gonna end this recording around the time we hit 10:08. 10:08 is going to be a somewhat different year for us than 10:07. 10:07 is really slow. So it's almost on May 21. We're going to have 10 soon. Huh. How far are they down their tree? Only on the second one. So you see Priscillinia, and then lead the armies, which will immediately get them war. It takes quite a while though. We're just kind of looking through their stuff. There's some interesting things in here. Oh, looks like we dropped our first new one. First Harmony Division. Go get there. Oh, and we are going to go ahead and stop training. There we go. Everybody stop training. We're going to go in here. Low divisions. Giving them some sweet support artillery. Look at all those numbers in the red. Looks great. I'll fix that later. Man, I really need military factories. Oh, we got some border conflicts. If you've watched the show, if you remember Griffinstone, so there's the Kingdom of Griffinstone. The Harmony Party is actually led by Gilda. Let's see, where is it? There's Griffinstone right there. I'm not sure why. The residence is just, it's just the residence. I'm not really sure what that's about. So these guys are interesting right here. I know they could at one point basically go into like crazy time with Mar, which is basically the Griffin version of the devil. Let's see how that happens. Perhaps that is no longer a focus. They did reduce some of these focuses. I do know that it's definitely still a focus. Ooh. Oh, here it's definitely a focus. So, where are we going? Greyfeather's Rebellion. So they're going to go communist, looks like. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Alright. Crystal mortar. Yeah, I definitely need to get those. I'm not liking that question overlord penalty. I will say I'm actually considering like doing the things you need to do to be able to have the Sombra takeover and really kind of letting people decide. I think we'll wait till June before we do library studies. Why is it taking Perwin forever to do this? Besides the fact that they're literally fighting with muskets, and when I say they're fighting with muskets, like literally, these muskets are a thing. They're actually fighting with them. Soft attack 2. Oh, crystal strength. Go ahead and get 3-year birthday, Crystalline anniversary. What are we gonna do next, though? Okay, that's gonna be good. I really would like that. So this actually gives us over here the military expansion that we're not gonna be doing for a while. The real reason to hold off on this is that it gives you crystal endurance for 720 days. Gains crystal endurance, which is division organization and recovery rate bonuses for a while, and I like that. That is very useful. Um, that's almost 2 years. So I think what we need to hold off on that until 1010. Like we need it for 1010. So I think what we're gonna do is hold off on it until like 1008. The problem is I really kind of need those factories. That's too. I need time to be able to do all this so I can get some of those Rising Store, those war divisions, which is going to be super helpful. God, see? That I can only get on when I'm at war, though. So. I'm not sure, but this music actually sounds a lot like the music for AI War, which I've also considered doing a Let's Play of, even though that would be super boring. But and just be quiet. Oh, look at that! Broadfield is actually fighting back. I wonder how that war is going. Like casualty numbers wise. Huh, that's it. Wow, so they're actually evenly matched as far as numbers. That's surprising. Guess we gotta go ahead and do this. I guess there's not really that much I need political power for. I'm just worried about any decisions that might pop up. Because they have reworked the Crystal Empire some. It's really the only advisor I need is Spike. I think it's like an attaché or something. So I really would like to watch that battle as that war happen as it is occurring. What are the changelings doing? Support Chrysalis. So the minimum 70, 140. I hope that you can hear the dog barking out there. 70, 40, 170 again, so that's 210. So probably a year or less before we get the invasion of Millennia. Which, as you can see just from numbers over here with the estimated divisions, yeah, they're going to destroy them. Equestria has 26, we have 10. So we're actually keeping up with them pretty good so far, which I am glad for. However, their divisions tend to be, how do I say this, better than ours in every way. Yeah, Dodge City Police, 4 battalions right there. Whereas they've got Panzer divisions and big old boys. So. construction. Then we're going to do... actually, we're going to hold off on that. Alright. Production efficiency cap. Oh, so this might be useful. Yeah. Earth-putting agriculture is good. I like the smaller supply consumption. That monthly population I really like. That's actually going to come in a lot. That's going to come very in handy a lot. What do they got up here with me? Some a Jaeger and oh, that's just 2 Jaegers. That is interesting. That's all they have. Probably because they're, it's probably because they've got most of the army on the border with Alunia. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not sure where they got the idea for like how they did the military factory. Woo. I'm gonna need more of those. Might move that. But anyway, I'm not sure where they got sort of like the inspiration for Alinea, because like some of these names, like Hortland, looks very much like a Nordic word. We get a Vaberfront sounds straight up like German. And Stagna, like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of things. Sakara, and then you have like this, which looks like Finnish. Herven Kopnika. Kopnigi? I don't know. But still, that's interesting. What are they up to? Leave the old guard in charge. They've decided to placate the nobles. This is interesting, actually. Basically, I mean, it's never going to happen because Lydia almost always gets crushed. But if they can survive, this is an interesting way for them to go. There's July for us. 6 more days before we begin our library studies. It's a lot more communists than I would rather be in. Crystalline anniversary. Flurryheart is the baby daughter of our current princess, Miyamore Cadenza, and today she's celebrating her 2nd birthday. Aww. Congratulations to the happy family from all the ponies in our vast homeland, the Crystal Empire. Long live the princess, which is going to give us a couple of nice things. I'm gonna do Grand Festival. I like that. I kind of want that construction speed. Look at that. 9. I'm liking that. Yeah, but I kind of want that construction speed because, yeah, we really need that. In the meantime, I think we're going to go ahead and do anti-communist raids. One more day. Yay! Back to making political power again. Back to the club. After a while, you were fully convinced that the return of Sombra is necessary to secure a better future for the Empire and its citizens. Which, holy shit, if they did not intend for that to mirror the 1488 with the 14 words, then damn, that's weird coincidence. You return to the club where you now meet only 4 ponies. Sakira Bluebell, the pink furred pony from before, with her dark blue mane and deep violet eyes. Dust Snowfall, the old Earth Pony stallion, with pale light ochre fur, and blah blah blah. Lake Frost, the light blue, nearly white unicorn, and new to you, Red Peyote, a huge pony who wouldn't look out of place guarding a nightclub entrance. You jokingly wonder if the only part of his body with that extra muscle stacked on is the horn. It is a pleasure to meet you, says Snowfall. We have been developing a plan to bring Sombra back from limbo for months now. Your assistance will be extremely helpful. Well, I'm in. Knowledge of the Elders. In order to release King Sombra from his magical prison, we need to acquire both an ancient rune and a crystal heart charged with dark magic. With these, we will be able to replace the crystal heart and weaken the veil between this world of the living and limbo, where King Sombra is imprisoned. We know that the secrets of reincarnation magic and the formula to create the dark heart can only be found amongst the many scrolls and books in the library of the Amethyst University. However, dark magic is strictly forbidden by law in the Empire, and access to this forbidden section requires the highest level of security authorization. We will need to resort to extreme measures, enchanting the librarians and the guards. This is a dangerous enterprise. Are you with us? Well, that's why I'm here. Grand Galloping Gala. Woohoo! Cheers. We'll hope they're having fun. On the way. The next day, you join up with Sakira on one of the central streets. She waves to you from the other side of the street, and you rush across in a barely restrained dash, despite the lack of traffic. Once by her side, the two of you begin to walk. You could almost describe it as a fun stroll with a friend, if it weren't for the fact you are both intending to change history. As you chat, Sakura gives you a look into her life. It turns out that she is a history student. She'd always admired King Sombra, even before joining the club. After meeting Dust Snowfall and hearing the old stallion's stories, she decided to dedicate her life to saving him. You link up with the second part of the group. Only Peyote, the bouncer stallion, isn't here. The giant university library looms in front of you. In silence, you trot up the stairs. Inside, an old librarian greets you. She's very, very familiar with all of you, even Dust. Every gentle hoofstep and hushed comment reverberates back to you as you pass the mayor and journey through the silent, magnificent halls. The only other signs of life here are students, quietly reading their study books and whispering to each other. You head to the center of the hall, then turn left all the way to the wall. Between shelves, another turn to the left. Some more turns into a passageway, and there it is. The forbidden section. Two guards are playing chess on a coffee table near the door. The plan springs into action. Sakura approaches the guards and distracts them with small talk. Meanwhile, using all of his power, Frost Lake that is, casts a charm spell on the stallions. Their eyes turn green and they return to their unfinished game, apparently unconcerned. I practiced that for months, Lake says, panting slightly. He takes a pair of keys from the guards and opens the door. Doing some robbery. So, you spent 3 hours in the library. Although the ancient and dusty tomes were somewhat arduous to read, they proved very useful in your studies. Most of your time was spent walking around the shelves, trying to find the required books. In the end, everybody gathered to the center of the forbidden section. We need to hurry. The spells in those guards won't last forever, Dust murmurs in a warning tone. Put this down a little bit. Well, you start. As it turns out, 3 things are required to succeed. First, some basic crystal rocks. Second, red umbrium crystal. Third, time for the dark heart to grow. We will have to head into the mountains in order to find the crystals. As you finish, Dust speaks up approvingly. That's right, and after we have procured them, we shall spread the crystals around the city and fill them with magic. That will make the incarnation spell more stronger in the end. He opens a book and levitates it around slowly for the benefit of the group. Here is the pentagram that we'll have to draw before casting the spell. Sweet pentagrams. Hell yeah. So we've got that going on. Now we have 2 different ones. So what does this do? I'm going to hold off a little bit on that. That's pretty well good. Oh well, apparently. What are the Empire's doing? So it looks like they are not going towards the old ways. So they get Knights of Arcturus. Those Imperial Knight divisions are actually apparently really scary. They worked those into a really terrifying unit there. This is interesting. The Griffonian Empire kind of gets this dealing with internal struggles, then its vassals, and it's sort of like in layers out for the end of the world. To the ends of the world, I should say. Shinier guns. I might do Griffonian Empire next. I think that might be what I do next. I don't know. Ah, so they are going fascist. Okay. Which one of these do I want to do? Well, let's go ahead and activate those crystals. Nova Griffonia declared war on Virgilia. Ooh. So, Virgil's raiders have taken over the Griffin frontier on the properties of Long Port. Oh yeah, one of my favorite things about the Griffin frontier is apparently it's full of cannibals, which is just great. They took over a country. Isn't that just grand? There's no shortage of cannibal clans in the mountains. Oh joy. Oh, this is interesting. So the penguins went fash. We'll see if they actually no, let's see whether they stay fascist or they go back with the fight against the government here. I'd be curious about that because, like, they only have 3 divisions, but if they do go fascist or communist, they do kind of inevitably get to the point where they're strong enough to take on, to give Nova Griffonia some serious problems. Oh, by the way, if you watch the show, it's kind of funny that our town is kind of stuck here. With Double Diamond leading it. Crowin's almost finished. Civil War. So close. They could just take Cydia. And that would end it. The Yaks and Jacks, wherever, have united. I'm not sure which way they went. As there wasn't a war, I assume they did the Council of Elders. Whew. Damn. They could be a powerhouse. Well, actually, what did it start with? 2. Okay, that's why. Never mind. Oh, that could be interesting. Deal with that in a second. So that was way not what I was expecting it to happen. War with Black Peak is bad for them. Well, it's actually not that bad. They can go ahead and move their people up there real quick. It is going to make finally defeating Broadfield's loyalists a little more difficult and costly for them because they can't just overwhelm them like they were. That's interesting that they're actually about to like straight up like go communist. So I hope that works. For their sake, anyway. Woo, Grand Festival. Alright. Is innovations we're getting? We have finally held our first grand festival since the banishment of Sombra by the elements of harmony. 1,000 years ago, before the disappearance of our empire, it was an annual holiday where we showed the world the beautiful products of our grass ponies, rigorously made crystals, durable armors, and diamond sharp swords. Now we are ready to show the world our strong tanks, precise rifles, swift aircraft, and magnificent goods. Hooray! So, I think we're gonna go for yeah, let's go ahead and do Crystal Fair. No, let's go ahead and do. Yeah, I'll do Crystal Fair. Why not? Kind of like the idea that like they're as the Crystal Fair is about to happen, they're doing this whole crystal business. How are we doing on that, by the way? The fascists and harmonists are eating into communist sympathy. Political power gain is up. Oh, whoa. How did that happen? Has it always been that way? I just didn't see it. Principality of Lucy. I don't remember there being a Principality of Lucy. Guess this is them? I had forgotten about them. Alright, so how are we doing on numbers? R11. R11 infantry. Plus they're 29, so that's 40. So we're keeping up so far. And we're about to finish that. What do I do? What do I want to do with that? Okay, we're already researching that. We definitely need to work on tanks. What do I have resource-wise? So I actually have some chromium. No. Yeah, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this Ursus later, I think. For now we're just gonna grab the Sparrows. So we have some kind of tanks. By 1010. In hindsight, it was really dumb of me to go this way. I think after this is done, I'm just going to go Innovations and then Amethyst University. I'm going to go innovations first, and then yeah, innovations, and then Amethyst University, so I can get that extra. Having another research slot would be really nice, especially with the penalties we have. Oh, what do I want to give him? I think that fits shining armor more, and I'm liking the ability to kind of stack that division recovery rate. Ooh, you have stuff you can do. Let's see. Okay, that's interesting. Not super great, but it's interesting at least. I like the skirmisher. We are going to be sort of like biding our time a bit with on the changeling front, because they don't have tons right here at the moment. I have 2 of these now. Great. 3. Awesome. Yeah, like, while they don't have as much over here, like, I need to be able to keep them, like, I can't lose much ground here. I have less ground to lose than Equestria does. Like, way less ground to lose than Equestria does. And also, like, I don't know, like, we just have to keep them up here because we can push them back a bit. We can take Antax. Excuse me, I'm recording in the night. It's Soreth. And really, really cut into their war score, their willingness to fight. But if they push us back, we're never going to be able to do that. We just do not have enough. I need tanks. I need mobile infantry is what I really need. But a solid core of ground hatters who are good at this whole defense thing would be useful. Alright. Okay. You decide to take your time and charge the crystals scattered around the city with dark magic. Lake and Dust teach you to control your magic power through a magical staff. Remember, magic lives in all of us and all ponies. Some of us just need certain help to control it. After several days of hard practice, you learn a spell that takes part of your mana and transforms it into dark energy. With that, the group takes you to fill the crystals. As said in the books, it will create an additional layer of force to support the reincarnation spell. Oh, gave me a little bit of political power. That's nice. wonder if that's the only thing that's going to come up for that event. So before we do the Dark Heart, go find a Dark Heart. I figure basically like they're sort of preparing and sort of like looking over their notes and trying to figure out where exactly is the best place to find one of these things. So go ahead and do that. We are in the last part of the year. So we're going to probably finish this video with the hit the road, with them hitting the road and deciding where they're going to go next. How they're going to find a Crystal Heart and bring Sombra back. Innovation. We'll send the proposal for the Crystal Fair. Equestria agrees. More Harmonists. Which I'm not a huge fan of. That was probably a mistake, but that's fine. I should go ahead. I should have done this earlier, but oh well. The ban communism, which brought SP back up to 21%, but the royal family is now a bajillion. So that sucks. Awesome, so we have trucks. What are we going to do next? It's ahead of us by this year. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do this. Learn how to delay. Celebration of the Crystal Fair took place in the Crystal City today. Ponies from all around the Crystal Empire gathered to sell their hoof-made goods, foodstuffs, and drinks, to chat and have fun together. Equestria and Crystal Empire officials paid their visit to the fair. Artists, actors, and Crystal folk musicians performed at the event and ended with a Crystal Fair anthem sung by the crowd and fireworks in the night sky. Once again, hooray. Oh, woo, we're in December. Where are our big boys at? So, broad support for smaller hives. She's definitely getting there. Yes, they can actually, as soon as they do that, they might actually go straight into pressuring Alenia. I do. Alenia's got somewhere between 10 and 18. They have somewhere between 24 and 35. Which, just to keep up with our numbers, we have 40 combined. So we're doing pretty good with them. Of course, their quality is still better than ours. Oh no, see this? Actually, I'm going to redraw this. There we go. That's better. Take out 2 of those cities. Woo, there we go. Put you to work making chucks. I think I'm going to take one off of here for a while and put them over here, making me more trucks. Oh, nice. Okay, we just got a ton of political power. Awesome, which means, what can we do? Basically nothing. What do you do? Research time down. Ooh. Hell yeah. That'll be useful. Awesome. Don't you do research too? No, we don't. Do factory output, I guess. Go for that sweet, sweet factory output. And it's Christmas Eve. And Christmas Day. So they depart on Christmas Day. That's pretty great. Okay, hit the road. You studied everything carefully many times over the next few days. As you did so, the connections between you and the others became stronger. You were working hoof and hoof as partners and as friends. And now it is time to go on a journey in search of crystals, but the destination is yet to be decided. So there are two places. One is the Umbrum Cage, the other is Snowbury. Is that it right there? Yep, Snowbury. I think we're going to the Umbrum Cage. $44. Starting to overtake us. The Umbrum Cage. You head south on hoof to the gently sloping hills and perilous mine shafts of the Umbrum Cage. This sparsely populated region adjacent to the Niagara Highlands received its name due to its unusually rich veins of Umbrum crystals. You follow your map to one of the old mines. Excuse me. In the You follow your old map to one of the old mines. The whole region is abandoned. You follow your map, so you trot past the eerie sight of broken stone huts overrun by plants and the rusted skeletons of antiquated carts and machinery. No work has been done here for centuries. When the Crystal Empire disappeared, this place did not. We truly are a nation of time travelers, you muse. Finally, you arrive at the right mine. Are you sure that this will have what we need? You ask uncertainly. I've checked the maps and books cover to cover. Lake replies with a hint of irritation. This place was a major mine before we disappeared, and it clearly hasn't been exploited at all since then. So it should be just as rich as it was back then. Which, okay, that's fair. As there are no civilized places to rest, you decide that you need to set up camp in one of the abandoned stone houses. As you look for a good structure, you suddenly hear voices inside your current candidate. You look inside through a hole in the wall. The house doesn't have a roof. Instead, inside of it, everything is covered in lush plants, grass, flowers, and a dog-rose bush. Inside, on what appears to be a fallen roof, two foals are playing with sticks and dolls. When they notice you, they back off, scared. Aw, that's interesting. You've got nothing to be afraid of here. I'm just a traveler passing by, looking for a place to stay, you say. The ponies look relieved, but alert. There are never ponies around here, says one foal. A filly who's blue, apparently. Well, we were investigating the mines for scientific reasons, you say. I'm here with a group of my friends. The foals decide to stay with you for some time. Eventually, you ask them what they think about King Sombra. My parents told me that he enslaved every pony, and that there was no friendship or harmony when he was here, says the cult. Celestia Luna freed us from him. We are free now. What if they were wrong, you ask? We need Sombra back to find out, he jokingly replies. Anyway, we should get back to our village. The sun is going down. You find little sleep that night. Your thoughts are consumed by questions. Who is King Sombra? What will he really do? And how will Punch react to his resurrection? The clear sky glimmers with beautiful stars as you lie on your back, wide awake. That's interesting. And they are about to pressure Alinea. In the west, changelings are less than 70 days away from their war with Alinea. So I'm going to wait. Okay, the mines. The next morning, you all eat a short breakfast cooked by Sakura. After that, you decide try your luck in the mines and search for something valuable. After looking around, you stumble upon a shaft covered by the remnants of a large wooden door. The look of the tunnel's not very inviting. In fact, it is downright creepy. There almost seems to be a dead space around the shaft entrance, within which grass seems unable to grow. It feels like the whole place is an entrance to the underworld. There's nothing we can do about it, says Lake, lighting his horn. Don't hesitate. Hesitation and doubt are a waste of time. He turns away, goes inside. Here we go. The tunnel is very dark, and only the presence of unicorn magic and the flashlight on Dust's head allows you to continue on. Here and there you see rusty remnants of pickaxes, shovels, and other equipment. This place clearly hasn't been touched since the disappearance of the Crystal Empire. Every tool looks medieval or ancient. There weren't any rails like you've seen in pictures of mines in San Palomino Desert. After a good hour walking, the cold, wet, stuffy air of the shaft, turning every now and then according to Lake's map, you stumble upon a door which was not marked. I could sense a magical barrier on this door, says Lake, tapping it experimentally with the hoof. What's with that? I have to break it somehow, says Lake, as his horn begins to go brighter. The arcane aura of his magic concentrates around the door. Sparks start to appear as if the door itself is a malfunctioning machine. Soon the ground begins to shake, and the ozone choking the air makes it hard to breathe. The rumble of the magical duel reverberates off the walls of this tight, enclosed space. Growing into a physically painful cacophony. Suddenly the door explodes in a cloud of light gray dust. A fleck of debris hits you, and when you bring your hoof to your cheek, it comes away red. Lake screams at the climax, and you rush over to his side. Ooh. Doors vanished, atomized. Lake stands and rubs his forehead in pain, grimacing. Once the cloud of dust and residual magic static has faded, you're able to see what's behind the door. Thousands of crystals of different shapes and kinds of shapes are in front of you. Unruined crystals, gems, precious stones of every description. This is great, exclaims Dust. Are you alright? Sakura asks Lake. Yes, it's okay. Something just got in my eye when the door exploded, he replies. You retrieve the crystals that you need to grow the Dark Heart and head back home. Well, that went better than expected. So I think something's going to happen to Lake, who I don't know if he's actually one of our theorists or anything. Frost Lake. So it doesn't look like he's a theorist or anything, so that's fine. Zakira is Captain of Industry. Okay, so it is 6th of January. And I think we're going to stop playing for now. Come back to this later. To recap, that's a pretty good place to stop. So we've stopped at the end of, sort of the end of the beginning of One Revolution. and the spark of another. While our friends in the Crystal Empire have found a crystal heart and brought it home with them, waiting for it to grow, across the sea, Aquilea is having a revolution and are just about to execute the king. Unfortunately for them, their evolution is probably not going to go over easily just because they've got to deal with all of the vassal states ruled by the Descrit family around them. Which, they're probably fine, but, well, they mess up and this could get really bad really quick. People's Republic of Blackrock is doing poorly. So we leave the world with beginnings of a conspiracy firmly taking hold in the Crystal Empire. Changelings two months away from their invasion of Illenia. War in the north as the Griffins and Nova Griffonia battle it out with the fascists of Virgilia. Beginnings of a communist revolution in the north among the Penguins, and the Aquilean Civil War as Republicans take the main body of Aquilea and prepare to fight back against the various baronies. So, next time, we'll see as the conspiracy develops, several wars happen, and maybe, finally, we can get the ball rolling and actually be able to see as Illenia falls to the Changing Empire and our southern neighbors actually start giving a shit. This has been Cynewulf, and I'm signing off for the night.